Welcome to For Your Home. Well, I'm back in Michigan and we're going to put the finishing touches on my son's backyard makeover. You know you want to see how this turned out, so don't go away. A week ago, I traveled up to Michigan to join my son at his house to help him transform his simple little wooden deck into an outdoor paradise. Now, part of the deal, of course, was that Tony and his wife, Di, would have to contribute sweat equity to the project. Oh, it's so nice to see you working hard.
Thank you.
You know, I usually see you all dressed up in your suit as a financial advisor, and I like this.
A little different, isn't it?
Yeah,
I do too. I like it.
So tell Mom, what have you learned so far?
Well, I've learned that there are a lot of moving parts to this, but it's great. We love how this is all coming together, and we love the fact that we're able to use these stones and put a nice fire pit out here. The girls are really excited about this.
Okay, so is that your new project, is a fire pit?
That's what we're going to do right now.
And so Matt's going to trust you with a fire pit, or is he going to help?
He is going to trust me, but I'm sure I'm going to tap into his expertise a little bit.
Well, you know, by the looks of things, it looks like that's going to be a lot of hot, hard work. I think I'm going to go chill out with Di. I'll see you later.
That's a good idea.
So Tony, the best thing about this fire pit from Pavestone is that it's a kit. It's super easy to do. You probably don't even need my help, but it's a lot of heavy lifting, so I'll help you anyways.
Awesome.
Sound good?
Okay, that's great.
How's it going, buddy?
What's up?
Hey,
Looks
guys.
awesome.
Hey.
Craig from Pavestone, how are you?
Hey, Craig, how you doing?
Hi,
Nice to meet you.
Wow, this looks fantastic. How long did it take?
It was, amazingly, it wasn't that long at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
it went together great. It was really nice to work with.
And I can see that you dry stacked it. I think that after you get comfortable with the placement, you can go ahead and glue it with construction adhesive for a permanent placement.
Oh.
Yeah, I love how this goes together with the textured pavers and the freestanding wall and columns. This really came out really nice.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Great work,
yeah,
guys.
we love it.
Easy product to work with.
Well, hey, it's been a busy day and I'm back on the road. Nice
All
to
right.
see you guys.
See ya.
Good to
Thanks
see
for
ya.
stopping. Hey, did you notice Craig just came and left without doing any heavy lifting?
Yeah, I noticed that.
With everything we have going on here, I had to add to the chaos by surprising Tony with a generator. The installers got right to work, and Tony didn't even notice them. Today we're working on an outdoor project, but in Michigan, come October and November, the winter storms are going to start rolling in. And when that happens, a lot of times homeowners lose power. That's why so many people are installing generators. Last winter, Tony had a lot of power outages go out here. So I thought it would be a great surprise for him if I had a generator installed. I called on Rob from Briggs & Stratton to give me a hand. Hey Rob, good to see
Hi,
you
Vicki.
again.
Nice to see you
Yeah,
again.
this is my son Tony.
Hi,
Rob.
Tony.
Great to meet you.
Yeah.
So Rob, I'm amazed by the size of this unit. When my mom lived in Michigan, she had one and it was twice the size of this.
Well, you're absolutely right. And the answer to that is really twofold. One, we've got a brand new unit. It's actually 50% of the footprint of a comparable size unit in the past. The second part of that is our unique Symphony power management system. It actually monitors your house. It learns the power you're using and what each item needs to come on. So it'll only allow those items to come on. So what it really does is you size the generator to match your lifestyle, not everything in the home. So you don't really need a larger unit, just a smarter one.
Great. So then, is there maintenance then during the year that we have to do to this?
There is some. It's kind of threefold. First off, once a week this unit will come on and exercise. It'll power up, come up to speed, make sure everything's working fine. And you can set the time for that for convenience, for sound and things like that. Second off, we have an info hub map. info hub system that actually monitors it. So every time this runs, it'll confirm that, and it'll let you know. You can set it up to text you. You can go online on your smartphone anytime and confirm that. And it can also let your dealer know. So if you're away, they can come over and make sure things are running quite away. As well as give you a peace of mind. If you're traveling, a storm front's coming in, something like that, you can go online and make sure the generator's ready to come up to speed. The final part of that is we do recommend maintenance twice a year. It's kind of just a cleanup, make sure everything's A-okay, and also basic engine maintenance, similar to what you do on your automobile. A lot of consumers or homeowners choose to have their dealers do that for them, but you can do that yourself as well.
Great.
Wow, it sounds like, all summer you're going to be entertaining people on your new backyard. And in the winter, I bet a lot of your neighbors are over here being entertained with your generator.
They'll be right here.
A backyard living space isn't complete without an outdoor kitchen. Clark Johnson from Brown Jordan helped us design Tony's new kitchen. Hey Clark, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Vicki. How are you today?
I'm doing great, and your timing could not be better.
Thank you.
These just got delivered, and the guys got them all out of the boxes, and they were looking at them and going, okay, trying to play around with them and think about it. So, they have some questions when we get done about how to go together.
Great.
We have all gotten so accustomed to the outdoor kitchens made out of stone and other materials. Tell me about these, because they're totally different.
It is a lot different. People have been looking for a stone island just for a place to park their grill for years, but the industry has evolved. And people really want full service out of their outdoor living spaces now.
Exactly.
And these are modular cabinets, and they can really handle any outside grill that you want to put in it. They do pizza ovens, there's refrigerators, there's ice makers, there's bartending centers. So the industry has really grown. These are great fully assembled cabinets you can put in place instead of the island.
Yeah, but they're not stone. What are they?
These are stainless steel, and this happens to be powder coated stainless steel. So you have a choice of half a dozen to 12 colors that you can use to change the look of these. You also have different door styles on these. This happens to be the beadboard style, which is becoming very popular.
I love that. I really think that gives that, especially if you're in a Cape Cod area, and in Michigan we've got the lakes and all, so that's a great look to it.
There's louvered doors, there's sea glass doors, there's textured center doors. And
So just about anything you want.
Really.
So if you really want to go outrageously contemporary, this would be so much better of a solution.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I like about too is they're all custom made. You said modular, but each piece is custom made, right?
They're made to order, and they come in standard sizes, but they, there's hundreds of cabinet SKUs, so we can make these cabinets work in just about every situation.
All right, so if you want one brand of grill or one brand of refrigerator,
Not a
it'll
problem.
work out with it.
Not a problem.
Well, the other question that I have is that, we're right out here in the elements, and we're in Michigan. We've got snow, ice, sunshine, heat. Today we got a lot of heat and a lot
Yes,
of
we do.
sunshine. But how do these do outside? Do we have to build a cover over them?
Absolutely not. Many of them are covered, but these are designed to be out in the raw elements all the
Okay.
time.
And they
Even
won't rust, they won't change, they
Yes,
won't, color won't fade?
304 stainless steel, and the powder coating is UV protected, so you'll never have fading.
Wow. I think that is such a great solution, because so many homes just don't lend themselves to rock and stone for an outdoor environment. And this was perfect for us because we have all these pavers, which is a lot of stone already.
Right.
And it was a nice variation. Okay, so before you get away, my guys want to talk to you.
Great.
Okay? So I'll send them over to meet with you and talk about installation.
Perfect, thank you.
Appreciate it, Clark. Now, this outdoor kitchen, of course, in order to function the way we want it to do, we need to put some great appliances in it. Take a look at the way we selected the appliances that are going to go into these great new cabinets. Now, Brett, when you come into a showroom like this, you see so many different kinds of grills. It can become really overwhelming. It is for me, and I know it is for most consumers. What are some things that people should consider when they're looking to purchase a grill?
I think a few important things to consider. One is, having an idea of your budget. What do you feel comfortable spending on your kitchen and your appliances to go inside of it? Definitely a huge part of the equation. I think really, how do you want to use the items in your outdoor kitchen? Do you want to replicate how you cook in the kitchen? Do you want to create a completely different lifestyle outdoors? So a lot of those tips like that are big things to kind of remember.
Okay, so because you can find a great grill at different prices just depending upon what you're looking for. Now, when I look at this is a beautiful grill, and I look at it, But I look inside. Now, I'm not the grill master in my house. Let me say that first of all. Inside the kitchen, I've got it all covered. But in a grill, over here I see something that looks like a furnace filter to me. What is that?
Yep. So this is our dedicated sear burner. So it's a fantastic tool to have in your outdoor grill. A lot of customers like to get that crisp crust we were talking about earlier on a steak, piece of fish, things like that. So it gives you that intense searing heat, so you get the nice crunch on
Like
the
at the
outside.
restaurants.
You got it. That leaves the juiciness on the inside.
Okay, so that's a sear. Now, do all grills come with that?
Not necessarily. Depends on, again, the level of the product that you're purchasing in. Typically, a mid-level to high-end grill will come standard with a
Okay,
sear burner.
good. Now over here I see what looks sort of like a little drain board here, but I'm assuming the burners are underneath that.
Correct, yes. The wiggly shaped piece, that is our flavorizer bar. So that helps to dissipate heat so that you're getting better heat coverage front to back, left to right. No hot spots, keeping the grilling.
So chicken at the front is going to cook as good as chicken in the back?
got it.
Okay, that's a great feature. What is this guy?
So this is actually a drop-in griddle. So it's a really cool tool that we have that the customers can purchase. So simply all the customer has to do is to pull out the existing grate, set that inside of your access door, drop this in place. Now you have a way that you can actually cook breakfast outdoors on a Saturday morning. You can do things like pancakes, eggs, vegetables, skewers, things like that.
That's
It's
great. I love a
fantastic
grill because
surface.
I have a griddle. I have one in my house in the inside kitchen, and I use it all the time. I always say I could be a short order cook if the TV doesn't work out. So these are, nice features to be able to have, and then a rotisserie. You don't use them that often, but when you want to use them, they're there for you. Let me ask you about electricity, all right? Do you have to have electricity brought to this grill in order to ignite it or start it?
Not to our categories, no ma'am. Our ignition system operates, it's an electric piezo ignition, so it's more like a spark ignition per burner.
Okay.
We only require electricity to operate the lighting.
Okay, so the only thing you'd need electricity for is the rotisserie.
Correct.
Because a lot of times if you're located far away from the house, you don't want the expense of bringing power out there. And speaking of bringing power to something, let's talk about propane versus natural gas. You can get grills either way. What's the pros and cons?
So really, a lot of it just kind of has to do with what does your neighborhood or particular home site have to offer. A lot of times, to say maybe you live a little farther out in the country, your house is on a propane tank, so being able to purchase a grill where you can utilize the existing propane tank that you use for your home, your grill, it's a big plus. Again, as far as one heating hotter than the other, there's not necessarily a difference. All the burners.
So
are
your
rated
cooking
for the
quality
same
is going to be the
BTU.
same?
You got it.
Okay, all right, so that just depends on how much you want to spend or what's available to you as well. Okay, when you look at grills, that's got to be the number one thing, of course, that people put in their outdoor kitchens. What do you see as like the number 2 want list?
Yep. So obviously the best selling or necessarily the most of the demand we've seen for this year has definitely been in the outdoor rated refrigeration.
Okay, so your little refrigerator to go into your
Yes, ma'am.
kitchen. Okay, now this looks a lot like the refrigerator I bought for my kids when they went away to college. And it was a lot less expensive than I've seen these that go in outdoor kitchens. What's the difference between them?
Yep. The big difference in, let's say some of the $200-300 models that are out there on the market is making sure that the refrigerator states it's built-in. So what do we mean by built-in is that you can actually have cabinetry butt up on either side of the appliance. Appliances that are not necessarily rated for built-in, you have to have a space around it to allow for airflow.
Okay.
So that's a major difference. So again, it's about cleaning up the kitchen, not leaving gaps around it, being able to get a nicer refrigerator.
Okay, and then what about if you're living in a cold climate or a really hot climate? Do you have to do anything to built-in refrigeration?
I guess yes and no. It's a kind of a toss-up depending upon where you live out in the country. Obviously, hotter temperatures, certain refrigerators that are of better quality are going to perform better than some of the the cheaper models that are out there on the market. Particularly going into the winter, I would say one of the things that consumers don't think about a lot is that there are lots of areas in the country where it gets cold. You actually do have to shut your refrigerator down in the winter. My philosophy is if it's colder outside than what you want your refrigerator to be on the inside, that's when it's time to shut it down for the winter.
So that's a good tip to make them last a little bit longer that way. Okay, so when we're looking for a grill, we want to look for one that is going to give us the features that we want in it, depending upon what kind of cook we are and what kind of food we want to prepare for our friends. Refrigerator, we want to look for one that can be built in and that can withstand temperature changes and the weather elements. I know that one of the things that I've also noticed in kitchens and one that we're considering doing in the Michigan project is a drop-in cooler that goes right in to the top. Now that's just like a built-in ice bucket?
Great, yeah, it's probably our #2 best-selling accessory behind the griddle. So for consumers that might be on the fence about a refrigerator, don't want to really hassle with the upkeep and the maintenance of shutting it down, starting it up, dealing with say mold, bacteria, things
Or the
like that.
space, if they don't have the space for
You
it.
got it. So now you can actually just purchase a drop-in cooler if you've got enough countertop space. Cut it out, drop it in. It's a double wall. It's insulated, so it's a great spot to be able to put ice and drinks while you're outdoors entertaining.
Well, I think that these are all good tips regardless of, the size you're looking for, the kind of kitchen that you're planning. And that's exactly what we need to do is we need to get some nice appliances up there for Tony and his outdoor kitchen that can take that cold Michigan weather and that can serve a lot of friends because they do a lot of entertaining. Thanks, Brett. I appreciate this.
You're welcome.
Now, I'm not sure we're going to have a sink in Tony's outdoor kitchen, but as long as I'm here in the showroom, I thought I would stop in and get a little information about outdoor sinks. Hi, Sonia. How you doing?
Hey, Vicki. How are you today?
Well, it's always great to see you, and I'm doing well. Now, we're doing an outdoor kitchen up in Michigan, and I saw a beautiful copper sink that you have here. Is there any difference between indoor kitchen sinks and outdoor kitchen sinks?
Well, truthfully, it's just all in what the customer would like to have. However, if you want to stay and you want to take care of that copper outside, it's going to need a little bit more extra care.
So instead of partying with your friends, you could be scrubbing your copper sink?
Drying that out, making sure there's nothing left, no residue. We really would strongly recommend for an outdoor kitchen to use a stainless steel sink.
Okay.
And really when you want to look for just a couple things, one is a 304 grade stainless.
Now, what does that mean, 304 grade stainless?
That means it's going to have a little higher alloy content, which will resist corrosion and rust.
And that's important if it's going to be sitting outside.
Exactly. And a real easy way is when you're shopping in your department store or store,
Showroom like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to use the magnet test.
What is that?
If you get a magnet and it sticks to that stainless steel sink, it's not 304. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, if it doesn't stick, then you've got a good quality sink going on. All right.
The second thing I would recommend that you think about is the gauge of the sink. And sink gauge is a little tricky because...
Now, gauge is how thick the metal is. Okay.
And it's a little tricky, it's kind of reverse. So the lower the number, like 16 or 18, is going to have a higher grade, higher thickness of material.
Okay.
So it's kind of opposite of what you might think.
So the higher the number, the thinner the metal. The lower the number, the thicker the metal. Why don't you love all these building terms? They're always so backwards to me.
Yeah, so that if you just keep those two things in mind, I think you can really, do your outdoor kitchen very durable to withstand any kind of elements. Then that's really what you have to think about is the elements
Right. Yeah, because if you're in the South like we are, it's not a big issue. But where we're doing this kitchen in Michigan, it gets really cold up there, and there's some big problems that you could have with your sinks. Let's talk about faucets. Any difference in the faucets that go outside than ones that go inside?
Again, no real difference as far as craftsmanship. What you really want to think about with a good faucet for the outdoors is to make sure that it's solid brass construction.
Okay, now when I go into like a big box store or a home improvement store, I see faucets that are really affordable, and I'm thinking a lot of people, might be thinking, oh, I could save money, it's an outdoor kitchen, it doesn't matter. And then you come into a more quality showroom sometimes and you see some really expensive prices. What is the difference between something I can get at a really discounted rate as opposed to something that's more expensive?
And again, Vicki, it's the materials that they're made of. A lot of times in your large box stores or even on the internet, a lot of people choose to shop the internet these days. You just want to make sure that you're not getting any plastic or
that's on the inside
of
of
it.
it.
Inside.
Okay.
No plastic, no O-rings.
So what would you look for? What would the term you would look for then?
Solid brass construction.
Okay, that's the key to know that you've got a quality one. And you can still find affordable ones that are
yeah.
quality brass
Oh, yeah.
if you're working on a budget, but that's the key thing.
Exactly.
Okay, let's talk about style, because I see a lot of these gooseneck faucets and, then you have the lower profile. Which is the best that you would recommend for an outdoor kitchen?
Well, when I think of outdoor, I think of entertaining. You're going to have maybe some larger pots, big trays, that kind of thing. Maybe you're going to be cleaning off some of your grilling materials.
People clean their grills?
I think people do. But I think what this gooseneck higher arc spout like these two would lend itself to really using, you know,
The pull down
cleaning
sprayer
off,
and clean.
pull down sprayer, you know, clean those larger pots and pans. You know, they might have the grill grates that tend to be larger. I think with this high arc spout, that's going to lend itself a lot better than something low like this. Whereas the low, you kind of have to, you know, it might be a little bit more
Struggle, a
awkward.
little bit more struggle. Now, you just mentioned a key word there. You said big pots and pans and the griddles, or the grills from your outdoor grill, the grates. Wouldn't it be better would it be better to pick out a big bowl stainless steel than a 2-bowl?
Definitely.
Like a little bar sink? I mean, that kind of thing?
Exactly. And, you know, people do think, oh, I just want a little sink. But, you know, when you think about, you know, an outdoor kitchen, I mean, it's where you're going to be entertaining. You're going to have a lot going on out there. And I think that just like we're finding the trend is in kitchens today, a lot of customers are going for this large one bowl. People like to entertain. People are staying in. They're spending money on having dinner parties with friends. And it just lends itself more to the single bowl.
To the big sink. So what we're looking for then for an outdoor kitchen sink is we're looking for a good quality stainless steel. And we can do the magnet test on that, and we can look for those low numbers for the gauge. We're looking for a single bowl. Give us plenty of room to do that. And for our faucets, we're looking for something that has a higher arc with a pull-down sprayer to make it easier to do cleanup.
And that solid brass construction.
Perfect. Thank you, Sonia. I knew you would give me good information.
Oh, well, thank you, Vicki. Have a great day.
Thanks. Outdoor kitchens, just like indoor kitchens, have to have a countertop. You know, for years when people started putting outdoor kitchens in, a big dilemma for them was, what do we put on top of it? If you try to use granite, the problem with that is when it sets in the sun, it gets really hot. And if you chose a dark color of granite, it would fade. A lot of people switched and went to like a cement countertop. They were real popular for a while, but they found that mold would grow on them. They were hard to maintain, so that wasn't the solution. I think for our kitchen though, I found the perfect option. This is a brand new material, and it is made in the same type of process as you would make glass or porcelain. The same as like the quartz countertops, except it's highly compressed, so it's very, very dense. It can be manufactured as thin as this or up to a nice thickness for a countertop. Now, it comes in a lot of different colors to choose from. It can be used on the floor, it can be used on the wall. In our case, of course, we're using it on a countertop. And I also like the fact that I had no problem in finding the color that I wanted to use outdoors. Take a look. This is the panel from our kitchen. And this is the color I chose to work with. See, it's got little flecks of dark colors in it, and then exactly the color that ties in. I could, of course, gone with black if I'd liked. This is a nice color, and I want to call to your attention. Look at how lightly the shading is different between these two pieces. That goes to show you the variety you're going to find in this product. You're bound to find exactly what you need for your kitchen cabinets or for your outdoor kitchen. Lots of things to choose from. Now, this has to be fabricated by a certified installer, and you'll find one in almost any town. All the people are becoming used to working with the material. And they'll come out once the kitchen's put together, they'll take their measurements, they'll fabricate it, come back and install it, and then we'll be ready to set these great outdoor appliances. Do you want to know more about the projects today or our guests? Visit us on the web. You're going to find great behind-the-scenes shots, streaming video, project ideas. We even have an e-newsletter with tips and ideas. It's foryourhome.com. Tony and I finally have a backyard living space that can really accommodate their family and friends. The original wooden deck that came with the house was way too small for entertaining. Now, by moving the stairs from the front of the deck to the side, it opens up access under the stairs, allowing more light into their basement. The backyard area is divided into living zones. The walkway leads from the stairs and connects all these spaces together. The new hot tub is close to the house, but set aside from the gathering areas. The new fire pit creates a great focal point for this new gathering space. The wall behind the pit serves multiple purposes. It defines the space, makes a great place for placing lighting and plants, and when their party gets large, it provides extra seating around the fire pit. Setting the kitchen close to the house provides easy access to the walkout basement living area and the downstairs bathroom. Tony chose a big grill for his kitchen to accommodate the large and small parties that he and Di like to host. The drop-in cooler will make it easy for guests to help themselves to cold drinks. The landscaping that Marlene installed in the center of the various zones provides a nice greenscape that helps break up all the hardscape. Tony and Di and their friends all pitched in and supplied plenty of sweat equity, creating this great space. Matt and his crew did a great job installing all the pavers and the wall. I know that they will have a great time enjoying the new space for many years to come. I wish I could have stayed for the kickoff party, but duty calls. I had to get back to North Carolina to start our next FYH project. I hope you found some great ideas from Tony and Di's backyard makeover that you can use at your home. See you next time on For Your Home.